everyone, it's Hisako again. Hope you're having a wonderful day. In today's video, I would actually like to talk a little bit about how I chose my name for my henshin project. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Traditionally, geisha do take on a sort of stage name. They don't usually use their real names. I have seen some foreign geisha that have used their names before, but generally speaking, you do get a stage name, which is also known as a geimei. So when you get your geimei, when you first start out, you start out as a shikomi, which is like a sort of trainee. You're not dressed up, you're not really doing lessons quite yet. You sort of start out that way. And that's a topic for another video. We'll go into more detail about that process. But once you graduate into becoming a maiko and eventually a geiko, you are given a geimei or stage name. This name is usually chosen, I believe, by your okiya, which is like your geisha house, with your okasan, and also whoever your mentor is, or your onesan, or older sister. So usually the names are kind of a combination of part of your older sister's name and like a motif or something for the last part of it. And geimei can be super unique names. They don't usually sound very much like traditional Japanese names that I've heard. They're usually combinations of your onesan's name and a motif that kind of makes it a very unique name. So that's usually how you get those. But if you're doing something like henshin and you're not a real geisha, such as myself, obviously I don't have an onesan or an okiya or anything like that. So I would not be able to get a geimei. So I actually decided to choose my own when I started this project. And the name actually has some special meaning behind it. And I wanted to share a little bit about that. So some people have asked me, how did you decide on the name Hisako? And Hisako is also a traditional Japanese name. It's not just a geimei, but it is probably not as unique as some other geimei names. But I actually chose this name because it literally translates to enduring child. Hisa, enduring, ko, child. And a lot of those names translate to something meaningful. But the reason I liked this name was because it really resonated with me. In my life, I've had to endure a lot of things. So it's been a lot of trials, a lot of hard work, a lot of disappointments, just a whole journey of things. And so many times in my life where no matter what I was doing, I had points where I'm like, I don't want to try anymore, I want to give up, I can't do this anymore, that sort of thing. And I've had to continue to endure through all of those things. And even now in my life, I continue to endure through things. And that just really resonated with me, honestly. Because I figured if I was going to do this project, I wanted to pick a name that was meaningful and powerful to me. Especially since I don't have anybody to give me a name. I have to give my own name at that point. So I decided on Hisako as my stage name for that reason. If you're starting out in geisha henshin, you can pick any kind of name that you want. You don't have to necessarily pick something meaningful. If it's just a name that you really, really like, go for it. Pick your own name. You can keep it as simple or as complex as you want. But I always think it's kind of fun to pick something that has some sort of meaning behind it that just makes it a little more special to me. And when I dress as Hisako, I always keep that in the back of my head, what that name means, what it represents for me, and to not give up and to keep trying and keep enduring, because there's so much left to do in the world. And there's so much left for this project. And there's going to be days, whether I'm working on geisha henshin or just other parts of my life, where it's like, oh, I want to give up. But I endure. So that is why I chose the name Hisako. But if you have any questions or if you have any ideas for what you would make for your own geimei if you wanted, leave a comment below and I will respond. Alright guys, take care and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Arigato!